There it goes.
All right. Hi, Courtney. How are you today?
Doing okay.
It's good. First, I want to say thank you for coming in. And before we get started, I would like to review some things of confidentiality before we get started. Things I would have to report if you were to share would be if you plan on harming or killing yourself or someone else, and if there's any mentions of children or the elderly being in danger. And do you have any questions about the limits of confidentiality there?
No, I think it makes sense. After reading over it, I think I understand.
Okay. Um, so what brings you in today?
Well, I just recently had my first baby. He's about, I guess he's like 7 weeks old now. Um, but I'd read about the baby blues and thought that it was going to get easier as he got older. And I'm not feeling like myself still. Like it's just, um, I feel really overwhelmed all the time. Definitely things with my husband aren't great. Like I feel like I'm just super sensitive about everything. So I actually had a friend tell me like maybe you should go talk to someone. So I decided to give it a try.
Okay. So how do you feel about being here so far?
It's hard because it's just one more thing. Um, but I'm just kind of so desperate. I'm like, I'm gonna just try anything to find some relief, I think, at this point.
You mentioned that you've been feeling overwhelmed. What's been overwhelming you?
Well, obviously with a baby, I'm up several times a night. And I'm just finding it hard to I don't know, not only get stuff done, but even care about it. Like it would just be easier to stay in bed all day. And I feel like I should feel guilty about that. And I just feel numb. Like I don't even feel anything.
Have you given yourself any time? Because you said it might help to be in bed all day. Have you had the opportunity to relax at all?
Uh Relax. No, I feel a lot of I don't know. I kind of feel like I just power through a lot of things. And so I don't know. I just do the next thing. Um, and really the only time I sit is if I'm feeding the baby. Other than that, it's just kind of going on. I don't know if you can tell, I feel like I'm kind of in a fog, so it's hard to even know what any day looks like.
What does a normal day look like for you?
Um, I would say, baby has first feed um pretty early in the morning, and usually I get up and maybe get on my phone because honestly, like my brain doesn't have space to do much else. And then baby's napping. Maybe I'll put some dishes in the dishwasher. Just feeling pretty, I don't know. Like I just can't uh, get out of like I said, this fog in my brain. I just can't move past it. And if I do go out of this numb feeling, I just feel so overwhelmed. I want to just shut down completely.
You mentioned feeling numb. How long have you been feeling that sensation?
Yeah, well, I would, the first few days in the hospital were pretty euphoric, like being the new mom and having this beautiful baby. But I would say coming home, there's just a lot of, oh, I think nervousness because like the nurses just handed me this baby and, I didn't really uh have tons of experience with kids. And so I think um that's maybe a week or two in is when I just started doing that because it just felt like too much to think about anything else, to think about how challenging this was.
Do you feel like this is something you're handling on your own, or is your husband able to help you with some of this?
He works a lot. And I do feel some pressure. Like I feel bad because he goes to work and I'm staying home with this one with our baby. And I feel like if I talk to him, it would just put more load on him, whereas he's already working so hard. So I don't feel like I can tell him too much about it.
Is that something you tried in the past that hasn't worked?
That's a good question. Um, you know, I don't know. It feels like it was just easy before the baby was here. Like we just kind of were doing life, having fun. Yes, maybe like it was easier to avoid hard topics than to talk about them. Maybe that I could see that maybe that was something that was happening, but now like we don't have that good stuff that we're relating about like we did before the baby, and I don't know, just feels challenging.
What do you like? What are some of your goals for counseling?
Oh, well, I definitely want to figure out, you know, you hear like self-care is kind of a buzzword now a little bit, it's all over like Instagram and social media. And I definitely don't feel like I do a great job and probably never have, but where I'm at now, it's like I feel like something's got to give or else I'm going to.
So you mentioned self-care. What does self-care look like for you?
Oh, like, oh, well, if I was dreaming, like it's hard to say because I feel like I haven't had it in my life too much. Oh, but I would love just, a few minutes to myself even, or, some adult conversation. Because right now I've just got this amazing, but, nonverbal little being.
Right. Nice. So when you say we're going to go back to when you mentioned being overwhelmed, what does it look like in this perfect world of not being overwhelmed? Like what does your day-to-day activities look like?
Hmm. Huh. I definitely think in that scenario, um, I would get the stuff done that had to get done. Um, but then I'd also have time for the things that like bring me joy in life. And I definitely am not seeing that balance right now.
Yeah. So with that imbalance, it sounds like you're not having time for yourself to do the things that make Courtney happy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, that sounds so selfish. I mean, I'm so blessed to have this like new life that I'm caring for, but I just didn't expect like how much of myself I would have to give up in this process.
What did you think it would be like after having a child?
Oh, that's a good question. Like I don't think I came into it like thinking it would be perfect, but oh, some of the difficulties are like beyond what I imagined. I thought, I didn't know feeding a baby would be so hard. I didn't know how hard the lack of sleep would be. And just like even like my body recovering, that just feels like such a long process, if that makes sense.
Was this your first child?
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How long do you think it will take for your body to recover from the whole process?
Yeah, I mean, the doctor's like, 6 to 8 weeks. That's kind of their standard, but I know I don't, I'm definitely not my pre-baby self. And I don't know, I've heard them say before 9 months in, 9 months out, but that just feels like so daunting at this moment.
Do you feel like that's a part of the self-care that you're missing?
Um, what do you mean? Like the like being able to take care of my body?
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, because that's something that was important to me, pre-baby. And yeah, that's something I definitely like to get back to. Just don't have the energy for it yet.
What would it take for you to get back to that level where you were at before you had your baby?
Oh, I don't even know. Like my days are just full of this baby and his needs. So who knows?
Okay. Well, I would like to see you again if you're open for it, and what we've covered today, or some of your goals in counseling about getting back to who you were before you had your baby, and possibly getting some more support and speaking to your husband about the overall caring situation. But I want to thank you for coming in today, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely do this again.
All
Thanks.
right. Thanks.